এই ফ্যানটা করতে এই তুমি এটা লাইভ করছো তো, এসে লাইভ কর, ফ্যানটা বন্ধ করে দেবো, ফ্যানটা বন্ধ। ଯାଉନୁ ସେଠି ପାଖକୁ
I humbly invite all the dignitaries to come on to dais and occupy the distinguished chair. Esteemed Principal Sir, Professor Gopal Chandra Perera, esteemed Chief Guest, Professor Dr. Vishnu Charan Chaudhary Sir, Honorable Speaker, Professor Dr. Chintamani Mahapatra Sir, Honorable IQAC Coordinator, Dr. Devendranath Gojral Sir, respected UGC Coordinator, Dr. Prabhakar Malik Sir, respected Organizing Secretary and Head of the Department of Political Science, Professor Shashank Kumar Sahu Sir, and Convener Mrs. Ashia Anju.
स्टैंड नहीं चलो सेट हो जाओ पछा पटे स्टैंड नहीं हाँ एट बस एट आप
Now I request Simon and I to offer bouquet to our chief guest.
बर्तमान जो दौरान आखिर पाखर कमी आस कैमेरा पकड़ हाँ 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 ये धरले धर यहाँ खोलदेवा कहीं गोटे ताकती जीव बुझे
I would like to request Neha Karne to offer bouquet to our esteemed principal sir. Now I request Sasmita to offer bouquet to IQAC coordinator. I would like to request Priya Sir to offer bouquet to our UGC coordinator. I would like to request Nisha to offer bouquet to the organizing secretary. I would like to request Upasa to offer bouquet to I would like to request Prachi, Pragya, Pratima, Chitrayoti, Harapriya and Salini for opening sir.
मिडिल पोजिशन से जो मिडिल पोजिशन मिडिल के करो जाऊँ उठे दे तापर ठीक है चलो चलो
सर
coordinates, guides, and supervises this activity is head of the institution, our principal, Professor It is my honor to invite our esteemed principal, sir, for a brief address.
আমি এটা বলিলে আর বলিব পিলাঙ্গার তো
বেশি আসতে
of 2-day national seminar organized by Department of Political Science. We are so delighted to have with us today our chief guest, Dr. Vishnu Chaudhary, our chairman, Council, Director, CDC, Colombo University. Keynote speaker, Professor Dr. Kendrapara, School of International Studies, JNU. Coordinator IPSC, Professor D.N. Muchai, Coordinator UGC, Professor Dr. Prabhakar Mode, all members of the Delegation Committee, all faculty members of the department and the institution, honorable members of the governing body, former faculty members, paper presenters and participants from the leading educational institutions of the state, my dear children and ladies and gentlemen. Kendrapara Autonomous College, one of the premier autonomous colleges of the state of Odisha, the biggest educational institution in the non-government sector with NAC re-accredited grade. With the opening of new PG courses, this institution cherishes the desire to excel in the research and generation of innovative ideas and to develop a teaching learning atmosphere for the welfare of the students and the society as a whole. To ignite and inspire the students, the institution organizes various seminars, workshops, and conferences at state, national, and international level every year. The seminar entitled India's Rise as a Global Power, Constraints, Challenges, and Applications is a burning topic in the present world scenario. India's large and rapidly expanding economy and its equal power capture international attention as a country of superpower. The world is witnessing the significant changes in social, political, economic, scientific, and military aspects of the country. Despite great advantages, the nation confronts a number of challenges like the degradation of liberal values, large-scale corruption, national insurgency, and unstable politics due to multi-party governments that push back the country in many aspects. So the Indians need more clarity on what it wants to do to materialize the dream of becoming a global power. I would like to congratulate the Department of Political Science, my work.
Thank you, sir. I would like to call upon respected Organizing Secretary and Head of the Department of Political Science, Mr. Prasant Kumar Sahu, for introduction of the guest.
A very good morning to all. Respected Principal Sir, Professor Gopalchandra Behera, esteemed Chief Guest, Professor Vishnu Chaudhary, Honorable Chief Speaker, Keynote Speaker, Dr. Chintamani Mahapatra Sir, respected IQAC Coordinator, Professor D.N. Muchai Sir, respected Coordinator UGC, Professor Dr. Prabhakar Mode Sir, and respected Ms. Asya Anjum, and respected all the dignitaries of the dais, Professor Dr. P.K. Das, Professor Nandakishore Purare Sir, Professor Madam Dr. Smita Naik, Professor Dr. Rajendra Prasad Tripathi Sir, Professor Ajay Kumar Samant Sir, Professor S.K. Samsu Sir, Professor Dr. Vasanthi Kendrapara, Professor Madam, and other dignitaries who have come to this national seminar, and my dear students. It's my pleasure to introduce the guests of today's seminar. Today, in this seminar, in this national seminar, Professor Dr. Vishnu Charan Chaudhary sir is the chief guest. He is the former chairman PG Council, Barampur University. He is very well known for his academic achievement. He is known as political scientist of Odisha, and he is a renowned and eminent person in political science, in the field of political science. And today's most attraction person, keynote speaker, chief speaker is Professor Dr. Chintamani Mahapatra sir. He is working as the professor in Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. He is also a very eminent person, and he has got a number of research articles in different fields. He is also one of the important figures so far as the political field in India is concerned. And our beloved principal sir, Professor Gopal Chandra Behra sir, is very simple and humble, and he has got very, what we can say, sound administrative quality. He has got that personality to administer the institution in a very well and smooth manner. And next to him, Professor Dr. Dept sir is the coordinator at UGC, and Sir Bochet sir is efficiently managing the UGC section in a very good manner. And next to him, Professor Prabhakar Mallik sir is the coordinator UGC. Sorry sir, coordinator IQC is Dr. Devendra Bochet sir, and coordinator UGC Professor Dr. Prabhakar Mallik sir, and Miss Asya Anjum, she is the convener of this seminar, and it's my pleasure to extend a warm welcome to all the delegates, research scholars, participants, students, and faculty members, both teaching and non-teaching. This seminar is a wonderful gathering and is a right platform to bring the research scholars and academicians from Odisha and from other states of India under one group to discuss about the various issues relating to the seminar. India is viewed as a global power in terms of its economy, science, technology, energy, tourism, history, geographical location, young population, democratic republicanism, and candidacy for United Nations Security Council, foreign relations, military strength, nuclear weapons, counter-terrorism, and civilization. We are trying our best to ensure that your time and stay in Kendrapara Autonomous College during the seminar be one of the most memorable days, and you will go back with rich information. I warmly again welcome you all to this wonderful gathering and wish you a very fruitful meeting and a most enjoyable stay in Kendrapara. I thank each and every one of you who are contributing to this seminar. Thank you. I conclude my speech here. Thank you again.
Thank you, sir. I warmly invite esteemed coordinator, IQAC, Professor Devendra Bochet sir to address the August House.
ଆଜିର ସଭାରେ ଉପସ୍ଥିତ ଥିବା ସମସ୍ତ ଗୁରୁଜନମାନଙ୍କୁ ମୋର ଜଣାଇ ମୁଁ ବକ୍ତବ୍ୟ ଆରମ୍ଭ କରୁଛି। ସମ୍ମାନୀୟ ସଭାପତି, ଆମ କଲେଜର ଅଧ୍ୟକ୍ଷ ପ୍ରଫେସର ଗୋପାଳ ଚନ୍ଦ୍ର ବେହେରା ମହୋଦୟ ସାର୍, ସଭାରେ ଉପସ୍ଥିତ ଥିବା ଚିଫ୍ ଗେଷ୍ଟ प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर विष्णु चरण चौधरी साहब, प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर चिंतामणि महापात्र साहब, यूजीसी कोऑर्डिनेटर डॉक्टर प्रभाकर मलिक साहब, हेड ऑफ द डिपार्टमेंट पोलिटिकल साइंस प्रशांत साहू महोदय, मिस आसिया मंजू मैडम, मो सामने उपस्थित थिबा मोर पूर्वतन अध्यक्ष नगर साहब, शमशूर साहब, राजू साहब, गवर्नमेंट सक्रिय सदस्य अजय साहब, सामने उपस्थित थिबा प्रोफेसर मैडम स्मिता नायक, पीजी डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ पॉलिटिकल यूनिवर्सिटी, आमंत्रित अतिथिवृंद, मोर सहकर्मी वृंद और मोर छात्र छात्री, आज बहुत गर्वित ये गर्वित जे आम दुई जन जो व्यक्तित्व को आम पाई ताको विषय रे हमर हेड डिपार्टमेंट जेतिकी इंट्रोडक्शन देछन किछि मो प्रेजेंस न कोनी किंतु विभिन्न न्यूज पेपर देखे सार मान ना भी शिक्षा अछि तो सार मान माने हाइट केतु जे से माने व्यक्तित्व का पाया जे हमें गर्वित मो बारी निजु गर्वित अनुभव करछि एवं मो धन्यवाद देवी आम यूजीसी सेक्शन तरफ आम प्रिंसिपाल महोदय को सुचारू भाव में प्रसाद को गाइड कर कार्यक्रम कर सार को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देवी आ विशेष समय नेबी नहीं सार मान शुणवा टेक्निकल सेशन
Thank you, sir. I would like to request Ms. Asha Anjo for the presentation of the theme.
A very good morning to all of you. I, Asha Anju, welcome you all from the bottom of my heart. Thank you everyone for being present here and joining us in today's national seminar, India's rise as a global power, constraints, challenges and implications. I, Asha Anju, now going to present the theme of this seminar. By all reckoning, India has arrived on the world stage. In the last 3 decades, India's large and rapidly expanding economy, coupled with its huge population and its nuclear power, captured international attention and enhanced the image of India with a profound change. The people of India have often dreamed that their country will become superpower. Their belief is based on the fact that for the past few years, there are great changes, social, economic, scientific, military aspects of the country. India is now aggressively seeking a seat on the United Nations Security Council. It's also a nuclear power that has expanded its arsenal and warheads. Despite the strong displacer among the powerful nation, India has no intention of signing nuclear non-proliferation treaty. But despite the advantages, there are a number of challenges which hold back the country. Some of them include degradation of liberal values, Naxal insurgency, trivialization domination of media, large-scale corruption, unstable politics due to multi-party governments. Though it is nice to dream about India becoming global power, have many friends and able to set rules of the game, the India need more clarity on what it wants to do when it becomes a powerful economy. Thank you. One and all.
Thank you, ma'am. When we believe that country is destined to rise a global power, while India has achieved much in obtaining a higher global status, a quest of great powers status remains unfinished. What kind of opportunity has India leveraged or missed in this pursuit? What are the external and internal constraints that hamper its progress? What does the future hold for India's progress elevation? So, to know more about this issue, I would like to invite esteemed Professor Dr. Vishnu Charan Chaudhary Sir, former Chairman PG Council, Director CDC, Barakpur University, to put light on this issue.
Good morning to all of you. Respected Principal Professor Kendrapara, the chief attraction of this function, my friend and colleague, Professor Chintamani Mahapatra, known for his erudition and scholarship, the coordinator of the IQC, Dr. Kochai, the convener, Ms. Manju, the head wife of this national seminar, Mr. Prasant Sahu, Dr. Malik, Professor in charge of the UGC of Kendrapara College, Professor Mankishwar Karina, Professor P.K. Das, other distinguished invitees, former principals, members of the governing body, my colleagues, dear participants of this national seminar, Professor Pita Nayak, HOD of Political Science, Utpal University, the Premier University of History, and my dear students. It gives me immense pleasure to have come to Kendrapara Autonomous College, an institution which has carved out a niche for itself in the state of Odisha. You all know that its alumni is very strong, and it is always said that an institution's strength is its alumni. And I have come several times to this college, and this college is known for having a tradition of organizing many academic programs, including national level conferences, seminars, workshops, and the conference of different associations of different disciplines. So it has a long and glorious history, and the college has started with a noted Gandhian, who was not only a professor but an activist in Professor Kendrapara, whom we remember with affection and reverence. I will not take too much time, though normally I take 1 or 2 hours to speak. I will be speaking for 25 to 20 minutes in between because when Professor Mahapatra is there, who is an expert in this field, I did not venture to go through, but because I have been a student of political science and I have studied international politics as well as international relations during my PG. Though later on I shifted to my favorite subject, Indian government politics and state politics. Along with that, I have also taught political sociology in the university system for a long 30 years. Now I am retired but not tired. Still I myself engaged. I visit different universities, different institutes, different colleges, and I love to speak to students. And therefore, when I was invited by Prasad, who has awarded me when I had been to Sambal University, the district person for the induction program, maybe after I discussed, he has fallen in love with me, so he remembered me. And I readily agreed because I cannot stand because of my physical problem, health problem, so I will sit and talk. My apologies. So the topic today now, for the last 1 year or more, whenever seminars are being organized throughout India, there are 3 topics for which funding is available. One is Incredible India. India as an emerging power. India as a growing power. India as a rising power. So you have to give the coinage of the name choice universe. Second thing on which now seminars are being organized, and I have the privilege of addressing online to different universities, both state university and central university, that India is a very deep democracy in the whole world. Democracy in India is very good. And the third theme on which seminars are being organized is, apart from the Indian National Congress, there have been 16 identified personalities, like for example, Birsa Munda of Jharkhand, Veer Surendra Sai of Odisha, Alluri Sitaram Raju from Andhra Pradesh, some from Kerala, some from also 16 people have been identified on which research is been going on and seminars have been going on. Since UGC has stopped funding seminars, these you are getting from your autonomous college fund. I am very happy. I congratulate the principal who has been very dynamic enough to organize such seminars, because this type of seminars, they give the students an opportunity to interact with some teachers like us who are retired, or some people who are still in service and doing meaningful research in this. So coming to the topic, I have got a long, very big paper that I only have jotted the points. I will be speaking within limits, so I will be very brief, and in bullet points I will speak. For example, when we were students in the early 70s, we were exposed to different issues. What was the issue? Pandit Nehru as Prime Minister, what he did for the country. Now, Pandit Nehru has been criticized from different issues that he has failed in this, he has passed this, he has not done this, he should have done like this. But, as per my understanding is concerned, the whole foreign policy of India or domestic politics of India was the brainchild of Pandit Jawaharlal. We call it anything you talk about. You talk about federalism, we talk about Nehruvian model of consensus building in central relationship or in the working of federalism. You talk about parliamentary democracy or democracy in India, you find Nehru's role. Similarly, if you take Nehru as a person, he was singularly responsible, and for many times, for many years, people say, except that in the foreign policy announcements and documents, certain cosmetic changes are there. For example, when we refer to Mahatma Gandhi, whatever Mahatma Gandhi has told or spoken or written, we are only giving a new name to that. It is called repackaging. What is that? He talked about self-dependence. You say Atmanirbhar Bharat. He talked about village sanitation. You said Swachhata. He said Sulaj. You have given the name good governance. He talked about need and greed syndrome. The nature has everything to meet your needs, but it cannot meet your greed. You have given the concept in the light of the World Bank document, sustainable development. He talked about onto this last, being influenced by Ruskin, and then the concept of Antodaya, the concept of Barrier Hota, the concept of focus on Aam Aadmi, and now Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, Sabka Prayas. Idea is, for example, while the presenting to the Constituent Assembly his right of reasoning speech, two things he told. One, the greatest ambition of the greatest person of our era, meaning that by Mahatma Gandhi, was to wipe out every tear from every eye. It may not be possible to wipe out every tear from every eye, but our effort will continue. Secondly, he said in that speech only that we have to work for the people of India and for humanity as a whole. You just go to his speech, you will find this mentioning the focus of this. So humanity as life means he was thinking of the world. So what was Nehru? Nehru was a socialist. Nehru was a secular. Nehru was internationalist. So Nehru's ideas were incorporated in our foreign policy as well as our domestic politics. Therefore, you find after 1924, when the new economic policy came in Soviet Union or USSR, under the leadership of V.I. Lenin, Nehru was very much interested. And when he visited Soviet Union, he was very much impressed by the development, by the industrialization, because Soviet Union also, before Bolshevik Revolution, was industrially very backward. So that impressed him. So he came down and talked about centralized planning, talked about socialism. And in 1929, in the last session of the Congress, Nehru said, whether you like it or not, I am a Republican and a socialist. I am not a supporter of the kings and monarchs, nor do I support the modern kings of industry. Look at the focus. 29 not got independence. He said, I am a Republican and a socialist. I am not a supporter of the kings and the monarchical system or the feudal system. Nor do I support the modern kings of industry. That means I am not a supporter of capitalism. So he had a socialist planning. He had come in mixed economy, and he was supporting democratic socialism. It was in January 1954 that the Avadi session of the Congress. Avadi is a place very near to the city of Chennai, about say 25 kilometers. In that session, Nehru talked about the socialistic pattern of society. And in 1964 session of the AICC in Bhubaneswar, the last session he attended in his life. Then he went to Delhi. Then after some months he died. He talked about democratic socialism. So Nehru from the very beginning was a socialist, was a secular, was an internationalist, and therefore after the Second World War, UNO was formed, and UNO talks about the main objective of the United Nations was to make free the world from the scourge of war. So there will not be war any further, because everybody felt the impact of the First World War. The impact of Second World War far more disastrous. That is why the United Nations came and to free the world from the scourge of war. Now war, when you look into the present contemporary situation, after 2 days, that is 24th of February, the Russo-Ukraine war will complete 1 year. 1 year celebration of Russian attack on Ukraine is 24, only 2 days remain. So what we have been talking, what India has been talking, we say we do not want war, or war as an instrument policy, as an instrument of foreign policy must go long taken back. When you go to Calcutta, our neighboring state, West Bengal, you find graffiti in Bengali, Juddher Viruddha Juddha. When I saw that, I asked a Bengali, what is written in Bengal, because it was very good graffiti written in red. He said, sir, it is written Juddher Viruddha Juddha. Juddha Viruddha Juddha. That means you don't want war. Article 51 of the Constitution of India has been abundantly clear. If you write, if you see, we want peace, we don't want war, we want to settle down any international dispute by way of arbitration. It is a Gandhian value which has been incorporated in the Constitution itself. So we are anti-war. So Nehru was the great champion of non-alignment. When non-alignment policy was on, the Americans said, this is all double alignment. The Soviet people and USSR, they declared our non-alignment policy nonsense. Americans say nonsense. Americans say it is double alignment because we are prepared to get the line for some milk powders in hand, and we are going again and coming to the line again. That was the condition. That was the condition. So we are prepared to get the fund from America in order to be a he said non-alignment means we will not follow the two blind men. One blind man is America, which is talking about their hegemony, and opposed by Soviet Union, which they talk as Cold War, Titan, post-Cold War. These are all specialized Dr. Mahathir he will deal. Because our foreign policy was very clear after independence. And that was reflected because when 1944 the United Nations was created, by 1946 we had only 36 countries. Only 36. By 1946 we had 36. Then after 1978 it has risen to 127. And now we have 193 member states of the United Nations. So look at the thing. And for this, Nehru was responsible. Why? Nehru was very particular about the foreign policy. He was opposed to fascism. He was opposed to racialism or apartheid. He was opposed to even communism, because communism believed in coercion. So he had certain fundamentals, and we have followed in India because of our ethos. What is our ethos? We have a recorded history of 5,000 years. That is why Swami Vivekananda told in the Chicago address that many civilizations have come. They are no longer visible because they were all based on materialistic values. So, Vivekananda categorically said, 1893, he said, Indian civilization was there, it will continue for future because we benefit from certain spiritual ideas. You look at India. India has 4 religions of the world which are which originated in India. Hinduism, which stands for liberalism, Udarata. Buddhism, which talks about sacrifice and tyaga. Jainism, which talks about ahimsa. And Sikhism, which stands for valor or viratva, they are all original. We have only got 3 outside religions. One is Judaism, which has 5-point principles. Then Christianity, which stands for seva, service to humanity, service to God. Then Islam, which believes in equality. All these religions have a message, and we followed the Buddhist principle of middle path. Neither we will go the American way, nor we will go the Russian way, or the Soviet way. So we follow. So from Nehruvian days, what you find, we have tried. Nehru was the champion of Panchashila, 5 principles, which focuses on mutual cooperation, peaceful coexistence, non-aggression, respect one's territorial integrity and sovereignty, all that. The focus is we want peace in the world, because we have 2 world wars. Yesterday I was looking through Russian TV, and Putin had some health problem, because the media also misguides us, but he doesn't have a health problem, because he was standing for 2 hours and then test. If we will not attend the nuclear talk that is going on, we will boycott and get ready for 3rd World War. Therefore, Albert Einstein, who was responsible for, in a way, by formulating a formula, in case we have 3rd World War, I don't know which armaments to use, but in the 4th World War, I am pretty sure you will use only stones and sticks. যদি তৃতীয় বিশ্বযুদ্ধ হুয়ে চতুর্থ বিশ্বযুদ্ধ ওয়ান্স নথিব নথিব ফিঙ্গার stick. Now you find every information Russian attack on Ukraine is going on daily casualty, daily. India was reacting. I have 2 basic principles. One basic principle is national interest. Whatever you do, you have national interest in you. So you also claim the decision on the Russians sent a counter. So in Odisha, students in the college, the communist leader Durga Chandrama protect saying যেতବେଳେ সে কইলে যে নেহরুকে আমি 2টা কথা সেকুলার আর সোশ্যাল প্রেস যেতବେଳେ 1956 ରେ ତାଙ୍କ ପାରଫେକ୍ଟ କଂଗ୍ରେସ ହେଲା ସିପିଆଇ ର 2 ଦଳ ହେଇଗଲେ ଦଳ କହିଲେ ଆମେ କଂଗ୍ରେସ ସହିତ ମିଶିବା we will have in terms of CPI and CPIM. CPI was very close to America, to China, CPI very close to USSR. And when they did 64 war came, number it is not China which attacked India, and you are saying that it is India which attacked, not vice versa, where all others, the world today say that China has attacked India and China was designated by Soviet Union as an aggressor, and China was calling Soviet Union then as a Soviet socialist imperialist. 3 words. One word, aggressive. So later you find in India the public opinion was divided. There was a pressure. Every time you find, for example, the civil nuclear agreement, the electric paper opposite on Sri Lanka factor. So domestic compulsion and national interest, they actually shape our foreign policy. Now you find when Iraq was attacked, Iraq was attacked, Saddam Hussein was killed. We were waiting for some reaction because we had very good relations with Iraq at that time. And interestingly, one warrior, Sam Sundar Mahapatra, was the president of Indo-Iraq Society, on whom bridge R.K. Karanjia, whose paper stood for fast, free, frank, forex, fearless. So he wrote an article in the bridge first page, and the caption of the article, I had the article for a long time, now it is missing. How Sundar is Sam Sundar? Because Sam Sundar Mahapatra, MP from Baleshwar, you know in 71 he was elected from Raurkela as MLA, and MP from Baleshwar. Where is Raurkela? Where is Baleshwar in Odisha back? Indira Gandhi asked, because 4 people in Odisha, they were elected both to Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha. So Indira Gandhi asked, would you like to become MP or MLA? Sam Sundar said, I would like to be in Delhi. Because Puspeshu Mali, Nagareshu Delhi. Delhi is Delhi. In spite of all pollution, noise or otherwise, you find Delhi is very attractive to everybody. And therefore he said, and he became the president of the Indo-Iraq Society. He was meeting one-to-one with Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein we have seen in TV or in some photo. Sam Sundar Babu, Baleshwar MP was meeting him because he was the AICC General Secretary of Foreign Affairs. So Bridge was so much bothered about Sam Sundar that he wrote a 2-page article. And R.K. Karanjia's bridge during that time was very important because R.K. Karanjia was a good friend of Nehru. And Indira Gandhi was calling R.K. Karanjia's uncle, not as Mr. Karanjia. And R.K. Karanjia was the only man who advised Indira Gandhi, calling him in the first name Hindu. During emergency, you have suppressed the press, you have gagged the press, you lift the emergency, you lift the what we call restrictions of the press. Censorship must be withdrawn. From next day, Indira Gandhi ordered that press be relaxed. Relaxation of censorship. That is why, because Indira was not getting feedback. If she could have got good feedback, he would not have called election in 77. No. Because the constitution is so made that you can extend the life of the Lok Sabha one at a time when the country is on a national emergency on Article 352 of the Constitution. So 1 year, 1 year, 1 year, it may be 20 years. No problem. Like Putin has changed the Constitution of Russia to remain in power. Like in China, because they believe in one party, one man show, dictatorship, authoritarianism. So Indira Gandhi was given the feedback, madam, you have been very popular. That is why you dissolved the Lok Sabha. All for election, and you have seen the result. Indira lost, Sanjay lost, Congress lost. So that was. So after you find in Nehru, Indira Gandhi had the policy. For example, I was going through this literature. I only appealed to my young friends, colleagues and students who read. I am reading for the last 7 days to prepare the paper, but if I present it will take 3 hours. I don't trust them. So in one instance there was a mention, because I regularly subscribe 3, the Week, the Frontline and the Hindu. All 3 are leftist opinion. It is said, what is your opinion? Your opinion is the opinion of the newspaper you see. So I was going through some of the document. Alexei Kosygin, the Prime Minister of Soviet Union, then asked, what is the problem, Madam Indira Gandhi? Indira Gandhi reacted, you have, by invading Afghanistan, brought war to my door. Oh, so Soviet invasion of Afghanistan, which went for a long time, Indira Gandhi's culture. Then after a few years, Leonid Brezhnev, the General Secretary of the CPS, who asked Indira Gandhi, Madam, how to get out of Afghanistan? Indira Gandhi replied again, the manner you have become ill, the same manner you follow to be out. That was Indira Gandhi's reaction. So Indira Gandhi's reaction to both Kosygin and Brezhnev were different. Because the Soviet Union was a friend of ours, and when in the early 70s they had the Indo-Soviet Treaty of Friendship and Cooperation, our teachers told us the first clause of that is an attack on India is attack on Soviet Union. First sentence. भारत ऊपर आक्रमण, सोवियत यूनियन ऊपर आक्रमण, से जो एग्रीमेंट of first October. But you often all know that when this perestroika and glasnost came, the man who built it died recently. He was not given a state funeral in Soviet Union. Because in the communist system, once you go, means you go. Mikhail Gorbachev, who talked about perestroika and glasnost, entire system was changed. There was collapse of Soviet Union and the entire world politics changed after that. He was not given a state funeral. That was not happening. So like that we have got. So why India is more softer? You know it has resources, human resources. It has democratic independence. It is a populated country and next year or this year end, we will beat China in our population. We will be having a population of 138 crores because the population prediction is by 2050, we will have 9 billion population in the world. So, population wise we are more. We have information technology. We are industrially or manufacturing sector we are very good. And people trust us. For example, when a meeting Putin, Narendra Modi only gave one sentence. The era of war is over. How many words? The era of war is over. 5 words, and it created a census in the world. That here is Narendra Modi, to whom Ukraine is going to listen, Russia is going to listen, but it did not be. Like that, I was referring to Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein was still there. We have given the statement only. We never say we wholeheartedly condemn the American attack to take over Iraq and kill Saddam Hussein. No, no, because there is national interest. We cannot say in your name that Russia, you stop the war. We cannot say. That is why I have gone through the entire Russian attack on Ukraine. What do you find? The UNO has become the redundant body because of veto power. Because India does not have veto power, and the External Affairs Minister Jaishankar says we are not getting even in near future the veto power. No permanent membership in near future. And Jaishankar also gave statement on Rahul Gandhi yesterday that we will talk about our China because on Chinese issue, the government is silent. Rahul is raising that time and again, whether in Chhattisgarh or Rajasthan or Kerala, wherever it goes, China, China, China. So Jaishankar said, China border Modi has said and you have said. So that is now being politics China. So, what are our problems? We have many prospects, but we have also challenges. What are the challenges? We have not been in a position to wipe out every tear from every eye. Number 2, still unemployment is rampant. Number 3, globalization in spite of all its positive aspects has ruined India because inequality has been widened. Unemployment, disinvestment, downsizing, right-sizing, outsourcing. Where was the concept of outsourcing 30 years back? Now you go to any college and university, some people are hired. No permanent, no permanent employee. Permanent is always permanent. Guest. Myself is a guest of Kendrapara college. After 2 I will leave. I am not a permanent member here. We are permanent faculty. So we have not been in a position to give quality education. Education has become expensive. What to talk about health care? You have seen the COVID. These people are talking very high in the world, America, France, this, that. But when COVID came, everybody said, Baba, we cannot. Till vaccine is there, it is discovered, we cannot. So, lakhs of people, our own kith and kin have died in the second wave particularly. What we made? We remain. We remain silent. So, what is our power? What is our strength? Still poverty. is there, and public will know is being done from two angles. One, calorie intake, two, per capita income. You look at the per capita income. For 5 rupee kilo rice, there is politics in many states. 5 rupees chawal milne ko nahi, 5 kg magara milne ko nahi. Wherever there was some problem, I have seen college lecturers, they are in a queue for getting some benefit, some atta. I tell them, you are getting 1.5 lakhs online for atta, 5 kilo. You look at the psychology. So, revenue culture, population policies, all that, there are so many things that we face. Finally, in my opinion, one of the sub-headings of this discussion which Prasad has related is biodiversity. Global warming, climate change. Yesterday I was looking through France TV and even Russian TV, Vandana Shiva, who is a known writer who has written profusely on environmental issue. She was telling, because the concern is, in case there is a third world war, two factors will be responsible. One is oil, the second is water. We are not getting potable water. पृथ्वीर 3 भागରୁ 4 भागରୁ 3 भाग होला समुद्र पानी, भागे होला पीवा पानी. जदि वाटर था सिक्योरिटी हमें कॉन्फिडेंस था ये बोतल पानी कहीं पियोंदे ट्रेन रे चढ़थुलु वाटर बोतल धरथुल बाबा नाही 20 वर्ष की वाटर बोतल कोनथुला से नळ ट्रेन नळ रो परासा स्टेशन की विजयनगर रे दीटा भर्ती कर देकरी चलियो से बाटा बिकॉज़ नाही प्रथम तू टिकट करछु बोतल बिना थोड़े बस बापा मां से थाने जियो जाउची काम करिवो बेंगलोर की हैदराबाद ए जियो वाटर बोतल तो माने एते से कोथला वंदना आ पानी पाइबा ने हम 2050 को 9 बिलियन 900 कोटी लोग हेबे 900 mouths have to be fed. You need water, so water and oil. Without oil, energy security. Without AC, the principal or a professor cannot sit. Without AC, you cannot take rest at night. Would you work for AC or not? Ponka. Ponka is challenge to work. You have to get up to the work on AC. So the environment is now a global agenda. It is a great challenge to planet. So Gandhian prescription is only a guideline. What Gandhi has said? Gandhi said, you change your consumption style. Simple living, high thinking. Number 2, he said, there is everything in this earth to meet your need. It cannot meet your need. We have already become greedy. First, he talked about village India. And that was the clue which Nehru said, and Nehru in all meetings were saying that my policy is to create 4 institutions in a village. One panchayat, one cooperative, one school, one hospital. These must be there so that the rural people will not migrate. What you are seeing in India today? Everybody is running to Bhubaneswar. Everybody is running to Hyderabad. If you go to Hyderabad, you find complete jungle. Complete jungle. Even Bhubaneswar. Bhubaneswar 20 years back and Bhubaneswar now. Delhi 20 years back and Delhi now. When I visited Bangalore first time 77 December for the IPSA conference, and Bangalore now, the most congested city in the world. The most polluted city is Bombay and Delhi in the world. Second and third position. So, organization, Gandhi said, no, you have to remain in the village because the village is the vein through which the blood of the entire human being is being circulated. Next, Gandhi said, he wanted production by masses, but not mass production. He was against organization and internationalization both. And he said, you remain contented with your desires, limited desires. Now we have entered in the era of consumerism. We say in Odia, Orjuno Thai Mundo, Holo Thai Mundo. Orjuno something like, as you will show in the college, you will not bike. ମୁଁ ଏ ଚାକିରି କରି ୟୁନିଭର୍ସିଟି ଲେକ୍ଚରର ହବାର 10 ବର୍ଷ ପରେ ସାଇକେଲ ଚଲାଉଥିଲି। ତାପରେ ଲୁନ ପ୍ରମୋସନ ହେଲା। ମୁଁ ରିଟାୟାର୍ଡ ହେଲି ୟୁଜି ସ୍କେଲରେ 1,52,000 ପାଇକିରି ବାଜା ଚେତକ ସ୍କୁଲରେ। ଇଏ ହେଉଛି ମୋର ସର୍ବସ୍ୱ। ଏବେ ଯୋଉ କଲେଜରେ ଯିବ ସେ କଲେଜରେ କାର୍ ସମସ୍ତେ କାର୍। ମୁଁ ଜଣେ ଏକା ୟୁନିଭର୍ସିଟି ଥାଏ ବେକାର କାର୍ କଥା ରଖିବା ପ୍ରୋଫେସର। So I'm happy with the two-wheeler. Why should I go for a car? So your consumption pattern change. So Gandhian values of sustainable development is the only answer to the problem the world facing today. Gandhian prescription of truth and non-violence, they have kept from 2007 in a unanimous resolution of the General Assembly of the United Nations say that non-violence, the October 2nd, the Gandhi Jayanti Day will be celebrated as non-violence. You accept it, but you show violence. This hypocrisy must go lost. So with these observations, I would have spoken more, but I am keen to listen to Professor Mahapatra, who is an expert in the field. I have always loved to listen to him. He is very articulate and he knows how to speak. He has the art of speaking. I profusely thank the principal, Professor Behra, Prasanto, and others who have invited me. And I am always feeling very happy when I visit Kendrapara. It's a very place of culture. I wish the institution all the best. Maybe within a few years it will be a university in future. With these few words, I thank you very much for inviting me and listening to me with the attendance. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We have many problems. We have many prospects and we also have many challenges. Simple thinking and simple living and simple thinking is the best medicine to solve the problem faced by our country. Thank you, sir. It is my pleasure to invite our esteemed speaker, Professor Dr. Kendrapara, School of International JNU, Delhi, to share his knowledge regarding this issue.
Good afternoon. Very, very distinguished people in the dais, distinguished faculty members, and very senior people sitting in the front, and dear students. I feel very honored, very respected to have been invited to Kendrapara to share some of my thoughts on the topic you have given me to speak on. Before that, let me do a little correction to who I am. I was a professor in School of International Studies in JNU. I retired as the vice chancellor of JNU less than 1 year ago. Right now, I registered a think tank in Bhubaneswar and running it from Delhi called Kalinga Institute of International Studies. And also I continue to be the editor of the Indian Foreign Affairs Journal, which is published by the Association of Indian Diplomats. This is my current activities. Now, after listening to Vishnu, who himself is so erudite, so fluent, so knowledgeable, so analytical, he says that I speak well. He was a fantastic speaker himself. The way he concludes in a way, provided glimpses of solution to the global problem today. And I agree with all the points that he made, including need and greed and climate change and going back to villages, the environment, water security, climate security, all are relevant. You know, coming all the way from Delhi to speak to you people, to converse with you, Bachit, I request the organizers not to make it just a monologue that I've come here to deliver and you take down notes and go back home. I want to make it a conversation. So I'll speak for some time. Then, which is generally not done, but if you agree you can do it, we can take some questions or comments from the students. India is today young India. How young people think and react and understand are so very important for people like us who are reviving our own thought process and learning on many, many issues affecting the globe and India and Odisha. The topic is India's rise as a global power. Is it true that India has risen as a global power? You can conclude yes or no up to the end of the seminar because there are so many lovely papers in the technical session are running my eyes through. But for now, let me tell you, Vishnu will say it just now. We have tremendous amount of poverty in India today. Unemployment is there in every village, every city, every town. Drinking water is not available to the masses. We are lucky that we are sitting here and drinking this water. Many people, they can't even afford it. When India became independent, India was the largest concentration of poor people in the world. And today, when you calculate the number of poor people in India, is almost equal to the total population of Africa and Latin America combined. Even as a student in school, I was getting milk powder supplied by the United States of America. And in fact, in 1947, when we became independent, even a pencil was imported from Great Britain. Sold it back to India. Right? Today, there are hundreds of thousands of students apply for admission into different schools and colleges and they don't get it. There are so many PhDs in India holding the thesis and standing in the queue to become a teacher in the school. The PhD holders have no jobs in a country of illiterates. And we say that India is a global power. When you listen to these points that I described, one can conclude that no, India is a very flat country. It's not a global power. It's a country. Let me share the other side of the picture. What debate? A few months after we became independent, we had to fight a war against Pakistan. Pakistan occupied 1/3 of the Kashmir territory that time. That 1/3 of the Kashmir territory is still with Pakistan. A few years later, we had to fight a war with China. China occupied thousands of square kilometers of Indian territory. It is still there with China, and they are trying to get into Indian territory and create problems along the LSC. In 1965, when we had a ravaging drought, Bhukmani, Durviksha, and when we request for some help, food aid for the victim of give food to India at one go. Thoda dena. So that India will keep coming back to us to asking for food. 6 years later, we are dragged into another war in 1971. So our evolution as an independent country has been very tough, very rough. And we had to face a Cold War and followed a policy to befriend everyone. In that Cold War, one power will say that Indians are lucky of Western imperialism. And Americans will say this is double alignment, you are not with us. That means you are against us. This is that India. Now, from that kind of background, when you see India today, those students are lucky people to have been born into a time where India is not the kind of India that I described a while ago. The British government came and established colonial rule in India for 198 years. Today, we should be happy, in my view, that India's GDP today is more than the GDP of the British government, British country, I mean, Great Britain. India has replaced Great Britain as the 5th largest economy in the world. We were one of the most illiterate societies in the world. Even if we have problems of unemployment, the number of PhDs in India will be more than the total population of small tiny countries, very many of them. Even if we have illiteracy, the Indian students going to America and establishing themselves in that country, the number one power in the world. Indian students today have the money to contribute $5 to $7 billion to the American GDP. Right? India has one of the largest network of educational institutions in the world today. Right? The Indian IT sector is regarded worldwide as an emerging superpower. India, an emerging superpower. So the credential of India today is there is a possibility that Pakistan can implode yet again from within. We don't want that. China. Everybody sang the praise of China for almost 20 years. China, the emerging superpower, Chinese economy, galloping like a horse. China competing with the United States. China is afflicted with an energy crisis. There is a banking crisis. The old people are again coming out of the streets against the insurance policy in China. The real estate, builders. Real estate in China contributes 1/3 of the GDP of that China. It is indeed taxed to the tune of trillions of dollars. Chinese government announced a big BRI project, Belt and Road Initiative. Xi Jinping would come to India initially and say, India will invest $20 billion. We'll go to Pakistan, will invest $60 billion. We'll go to Latin America, $200 billion. Today the BRI is deep trouble. A new kind of cold confrontation has started between the Americans and the Chinese. And nobody talks about China on the next superpower. Anymore. It's not in the newspaper or headlines or television debate anymore. Do they have more money than us? Yes. Do they have better military than us? Yes. But in China, does China continue to be the growth story and emerging superpower? I don't know. The United States of America, after World War II, only one country accounted for 50% of the global output, had the nuclear monopoly. The colonial powers in Europe were down and out, seeking billions of dollars of Marshall aid funded from America to establish their industries. Soviet Union had a powerful ideology and a great military, but did not have the wherewithal to compete with capitalism of the United States. Today, that America is relatively a declining power. Soviet Union. Students of political science, you know what is a state and why a state has military. To protect the territorial integrity of the country. Although the Soviet Union had the overkill capacity, the Soviet Union could destroy the whole world many times. That military capability could not protect the territorial integrity of the Soviet Union and disintegrated into 15 independent republics. Japan was war devastated and faced nuclear attack. Slowly, the Japanese economy became better and better and better. And at one time, the Americans were worried, my God, the Chinese are buying real estate in California, in New York. But today, we see that Japan, with that much of economic power, still under the control of 40,000 American troops in Japanese military bases. The European Union, many people thought that now the European Union is the emerging power. Someday it is going to be United States of Europe. So USA versus USE. European Union is facing dire problem because of the Eurozone crisis, because of the pandemic, because of the Ukraine war. So when you look around the world and big global powers, all of them are facing different kinds. The negative points that I mentioned are, but if you see the other side of the story, in 75 years, India having fifth largest economy in the world is not a joke. Today, India is aspiring to become a developed country in next 25 years. When we completely make India a developed country, the moment we say developed country, does it mean that poverty will disappear? Unemployment will disappear? No. There are 4 million homeless people in the United States of America even today. I have seen homeless people sleeping right in front of the Finance Ministry or Treasury Department in Washington, D.C. Does it mean the US is not a power? No. Is there full employment in America? No. But it is a powerful country. So, in spite of the problems we have, and we have miles and miles and miles to go before we achieve that, and wipe out the fears from every individual in India. In the world of powerful countries interacting with one another, India has a voice already. I am one of those people who think that the Indian leaders, starting with Nehru, have had a post-dated image of a big power. In spite of poverty, illiteracy, underdevelopment, feudalism, from the very beginning, India was a major international player. Before becoming independent, in 1947, March 1947, Pandit Nehru convened an Asian Relations Conference in Delhi, inviting all the Asian countries and sending the message that we must decolonize. We must combine our efforts together so that we don't become heterodox to Western capitalist powers. He organized another one in 1949 to discuss the brutal military action against neighboring country Indonesia. Then, in spite of the backwardness that I just described, India championed the cause of the non-aligned movement, which consisted of more than 100 countries, and talked about all kinds of reforms in the 1970s. New international information order, new international economic order, North-South dialogue, India was the leader. No major power at the time could lead so many billions of people. India did. But now India is in a better position than in the 60s and 70s. But in between many changes took place. The Cold War ended. Non-alignment became irrelevant. India regionalized its energy, its effort, its goal. No longer talk about non-alignment and not dialogue, but to build itself as an economic power, as a military power. In a way, the IMF would say that India is a bright spot at the moment in the backdrop of globalization. I'm not saying that. IMF is saying that. World Bank is saying that. And today, India is a responsible nuclear weapon power. Coming to my connectivity, very briefly, because some guy came and talked to me. He said, Pakistan defense expertise is Pakistan economic situation is खराब है हमें 5-5 लाख के न्यूक्लियर वेपन बिकी दवा ईरान सऊदी अरेबिया उनको बिकी दवा what is the use of that nuclear capability where you not even video compare and contrast with Indian economy today and India's nuclear weapon today. The nuclear weapons in the Soviet Union could not protect Soviet Union. And the nuclear weapons in Pakistan cannot protect Pakistan. But we are better off. I'll conclude. I'll just tell you something about what's going on right now, then we can have a discussion if you want. What are the symbols, the indicators that India is now yet again playing the role, important role in global affairs? Currently, India has rediscovered the global south. Most of the global south at one time were part of the group of 77 or non-aligned movement. Today, India is the chairman of the G20, group of 20 major economies in the world. In order to play the role on behalf of the global south, not just on behalf of India, the government had a summit with the global south countries. 120 countries were in an online summit, asking them help us in setting the agenda in the G20 meeting in September 2023. And there, both the prime ministers and the must be decided. Globalization must have the global south centrality. Globalization must be human-centric, not centralized, human-centric, so that we can fight inequities. This is the quality of the leader. Nobody talks about it. He says that. Number two, in Google Pay or Paytm, masters. Even the Google Pay account. It's a very big thing in a country of a billion people. Even COVID-19. Ajib news पर पढ़ रहे 34,000 new COVID cases in America, and all of you are aware of how we handle COVID-19 and all of us using a mask. ये जो vaccine मैत्री, we supplied vaccine to 100 countries. We supplied medicine to 150 countries. Can you give example of any second country which did that? In America and other places, they're still storing the vaccines and not giving it to the African people. Now we are floating the idea of Arogya Maitri. That means by using the digital mechanism, we are trying to reach out to the people to give them health service. Now the government of India is saying that we are now going to start Arogya Maitri for the global south, the developing country. It's a very big thing. Climate is no more going. I'm proud that India is an important initiator and a member and a leader of the International Solar Alliance. for renewable energy, who will know the pain of disaster that you people in Odisha? Super cyclone, Penny's was there. India is doing so well in disaster management and disaster response. Nepal earthquake first, mother India. Water crisis in Maldives, India. There was tsunami hitting even Indonesia, Sri Lanka. India along with not other big major powers. So disaster management, India rulers. There is another group, coalition, to build disaster resilient infrastructure. India is a very important member there. Right? Then there is a series of initiatives that the government of India has been taking now, which clearly says, in spite of all the problems that I described and Vishnu described about India, India has become a global player in a more robust way than in the past. So I am very positive about the future of India. We are already a global player, and probably by the time we complete 100 years, 1 century of India's independence, we will be one of the handful of major powers in the world. World is already listening to us. India is the chairman of the global UN Security Council Committee on Terrorism. India played a great role there because we know the issue of terrorism. Americans have forgotten about global war on terrorism. It is government of India which has taken a mission role in combating terrorism in BIMSTEC, in every other forum including UN Security Council. Because emerging technologies, including social media, are playing an important role in promoting terrorism, helping the terrorists to spread the network. Right? So India is playing a leading role. Story is long. So there are so many ways I can say that India, despite the drawback, is one of the leading global players, and all major powers are queuing up in India to know what India thinks, what India wants to do, what India can do, how India can cooperate. That are those indications that yes, India is rising as a global player. Right? Let me stop here. But I would love to have any questions. Thank you for your attention.
ପିଲାମାନେ କିଏ ପଚାର ସାର୍ଙ୍କୁ ପଚାର କ'ଣ ଡାଉଟ୍ ଥିଲେ ପଚାର
Thank you, sir, for your insightful talk. I also highly benefited out of this. Also, I benefited in JNU as well. You used to inspire people through your talk, insightful talk. Thank you so much for that. My question is, first of all, in 1980s, the economic condition of India and Pakistan was somehow equal. But subsequently, Pakistan charted out a different course and engaged in more conflict. India charted out a different course, adopting the policy of economic liberalization. My question now is, do you think the leadership factor can make a transformation in the development structure of a country, or leadership factor is not highly accountable? This is my first question. And second question, you mentioned the problem of unemployment and the problem of starvation or poverty. It is still visible in United States of America. If it is still available, my hunch is saying that it may be in United States, it's relatively less. If it is not, then which factor makes United States of America and India different from each other and inspiring the scholar to call United States a developed one? Yes, we acknowledge that United States is developed one because of its superior capability in military sector, economic sector, and technical sector. But despite of that, can you say leadership factor is one of the transformative factor which bring development structure in India or else in another country? Thank you, sir.
स्फटिकम तद्गुरवे निवेदितम हाँ बस वेरी गुड क्या तुम नाम को तब नाम कौन कौन जोरे मुकिन को बिना माइक के माइक सुन अरे सेपट पर कोणता वे नाही
My question is, last second year, political science department. So my question is, how you see that we can say that India as a global power, despite having such problems like social equity and social challenges like unemployment, poverty, how you see that India, it is right to say that India as a global power having so much challenges like poverty, unemployment, how you see that?
Sir, I am Prashant Purga from the Department of Political Science Committee in Kendrapara College. I want to ask you a brief bullet point question. What are the major problems in India to struggling as a developing country? Sir, tell me brief language or bullet point. Yes, sir. Invisible problem. Yes, sir. What are the invisible problems? by the politicians or other anti-socials?
The respected sir and ma'am, I am a student of KAC Department of Political Science. My name is Madhana Pandya. So my question is, can we not survive without globalization?
Let me briefly invite the next round as well. We can have.
Okay, maybe just I will ask you later. Yeah. Okay, you're fine.
Can we live without globalization? देखो जने मनुष्य जीव गोटे हेलो जने मनुष्य जीव गोटे आइलैंड को सेठी केही भी नथिले से एकला थिबो सब टॉलेस्ट लोग से सब शॉर्टेस्ट लोग से सब फ्लैटेस्ट लोग से सब रिचेस्ट लोग से I mean on inhabited island रे रहिबाटा माने you may have all elements of tallest, shortest, fattest, thinnest, richest, most poor. ताको मूल्य अछि वर्ल्ड रे जति होय पड़े सोसाइटी बिना होय पारे जति हम सोसाइटी बिना होय पारे 193 कंट्रीज जो विश्व पहले वर्ल्ड कप चलती और कहते हैं स्टिल we have to constantly interact with one another. You cannot live in an isolated world at all. Even if you want to live in an isolated world, then people in Maharishi jibe Himalaya ekla seti. Seta bhi chaliya to tabi mosha machi musa lakwa सब seti. So if you want to be a country all by yourself, if you don't want to be part of globalization, then other people come and attack you in different ways. So we should not think about living without globalization. Some countries attempted like that in 1997 during the Asian financial crisis. They miserably failed. Developed countries को दरकार developing countries सहित यदि संबंध न रहेगा ସେମାନେ developing रही पारे तो globalization is a process which every country has to face. किंतु ताको केमती मैनेज करिबा that depends on the first question about leadership. Anchor kara approach whether it is economic policy or it is social policy, foreign policy, defense policy, what is the importance of leadership? Without leadership, society will be बहुत मुश्किल. It can become a state of nature, obscene state of nature. Nasty words, what is stuff, whatever it is, also going. Free for all areas of the kingdom. So structured society leadership is important. If the leadership is poor, the leadership doesn't have a vision, ability to run the show, of course you are right. A country cannot develop, cannot manage itself. So sometimes the role of the leader is very important. Gorbachev was a person, Soviet Union, जे आइडेंटिफाई कला जे जति अमेरिका संगे समझौता न करिबो सोवियत यूनियन आर्मी न हटेगो ताहले सोवियत यूनियन इन एनी केस बहुत खराब से डिस्ट्रॉय हो डैमेज हो with all good intention he negotiated with the Americans on INF treaty, Afghan Accord, then he removed all Soviet control from Eastern Europe. For a variety of reasons, it collapsed, not because of Gorbachev. Saying Gorbachev to Russia respect Delani, because some hardliners they thought that all कोई होता तो Soviet Union Soviet रहता. It is debatable. रहता नहीं रहता, और debatable. किंतु role of a leader is very important. That is why I say, students of political science, you must go to work. देखिए PhD in politics and बहुत लोग जानते नहीं, but बिहार उड़ीसा रो बड़े गरीब लोग को पाठ पढ़ने दिवो, टीवी देखो, political conscious को वोट देवो, सरकार को बदलेगो. In order to choose a good leadership, your role is very important. खाली political science पाठ पढ़ले exam देना होगा नहीं. You have to play an active role. Role of the citizens are extremely important to choose the right kind of leaders. In a way, Indians are very smart. The poor people, the illiterate, the do vote to change government, not laws, many times so on. But your role as educated people are important. ମୁଁ ତ ଲେଖିଛି ବି ଏଇଟା ଗୋଟେ ଜାଗାରେ ଯଦି ଗୋଟେ ଚାକିରି ପାଇବାକୁ ଗଲେ ସ୍କୁଲରେ କଲେଜରେ କିଛି ବି ଚାକିରି ପାଇବାକୁ ଗଲେ ଗୋଟେ ମିନିମମ୍ କ୍ୱାଲିଫିକେସନ୍ ଦରକାର. Why is it that this great Indian democracy doesn't have qualification to become a lawmaker? जे lawmaker हबो जे कानून बनेइबो तार कोन मिनिमम क्वालिफिकेशन अछि नाही. आज हम रिटायर्ड क्वेश्चन नेता माने के रिटायर करबे. Who is going to raise the question? Someday this idea that I planted in some article, it is great. Because certifying leadership is important in any country, including India. Otherwise, that country will go up and down and up and down and up and down. Say down. Say what was it? Crime. देखो वो कंट्री का पावरफुल मानी को कंट्री मानी से कंट्री को एमती हुआ करता है सबू इंडिविजुअल बहुत पीछे थे सबू इंडिविजुअल 100% लिटरेट थे सिटीजन रहा और से देश समस्त पाखे इतने बढ़िया वेपन्स हो इतने नॉलेजेबल थे इतने साधु थे जो झगड़ा झाटी हेनी ताहले सेमती हुए ना रियलिटी होची से मेजर पावर हो गरीब देश हो कि डेवलपिंग कंट्री हो क्राइम का सबुबले रहे रिसोर्सेस आर लिमिटेड competitors are more human psychology will always remain the slow सेति पाई क्राइम को हैंडल करबे पड़े the government should do something about it. government करूची एपटे कानून बनेची एपटे पुलिस कोची सेपटे जज कोची हाई कोर्ट कोची but that is not enough. Crime to prevent करबे पड़े again the role of the citizen is very important. Don't put all your faith only in something called government. Government भी हम बड़े individually अच्छे जे हाई कोर्ट से जज ऐसे से हम सुपर no way law by what is passed which आज आगे जज is so every individual is vulnerable. जैसे बड़े विष्णु हुई इतिहास कथा कहले आउ इंडिया रो पांच कथा कहते तो मन पड़े मो जो टीचर थे एमएस वेंकट रेड्डी he was a great historian. अरे वो कहले for a good historian nothing has changed. after no technology change होनी बहुत to have an individual, your psychology, your emotion, your love, affection, hatred, सब गुड़ा का जोड़ा आगोल था एलिवेट्स. Then I got a chance to interact with the CIA director in the United States. Stanford Turner, he was an admiral. So that whole discussion together. Then on one point we stuck. When I wanted to come to one of the class, sit for 30 minutes and see. All right, Mughali, Austin. Greece में 5000 वर्ष तले बड़े युद्ध इतना था पंपल से वो सिद्ध बड़ा डिबेट जो किए इम्पोर्टेंट जो सोल्जर पकड़े वेपन्स अच्छी तो सोल्जर का इम्पोर्टेंट ना वेपन्स का लीडर इम्पोर्टेंट ना सिटीजन इम्पोर्टेंट इतने बढ़िया डिबेट के टाइम पे प्रलाप होते तापर मत करें. Is the American military not debating the same points even today? 5000 वर्ष पहले missiles have changed, bombs have changed, nuclear systems have come, but the debate remains the same. Sethipai, if you try to understand the society evolution, सबको बड़े संसार में साधु लोग थे, असाधु नहीं थे. That is why I say, if everybody is good, why do you need law? कानून कौन में दरकार? If everybody is bad, what is the use of law? But the fact is that everybody is not bad and everybody is not good. There are good people and bad people in every society. And how to combat crime is the responsibility of all of us. After accident,
I came across the news. News କରନ୍ତୁ you are not to use sir mic down
Today morning I came across the news that the Indian External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has lambasted China and has openly criticized that we are not afraid of China. You know, previously in order to combat the terrorism in Jammu and India is one side and like policy. Why India is not adopting Pakistani-like strategy, that means they are either air strike or surgical strike on Pakistan, on China.
Good question, very good question. Second, जति मते लड़ाई करने का काम नहीं करे मोहम्मद अली सिंह माइक टाइसन साहब मुझे आजा करीम देखिए रास्ता को जैसे दौड़ी पड़े रिलेटिव वर्ल्ड में when you have an enemy तो अपन दुश्मन का सामने रखी ता weakness ता strength जानना नहीं पड़ता यार लेकिन यही परिवार पाकिस्तान को जितने बड़े in a row you defeated them in 4 wars. It is Pakistan which is having a kind of syndrome, India syndrome. India का तंका भी कोई भुगतो, तेरे ऐसे कौन परिवार ठीक किया नहीं? In case of China, India suffered a China syndrome since 1962. For 27 years, I was lecturing in Kashmir deployed. China is a bigger problem. As the amount of private भलिया ऑपरेशन करिबाटा एफर्ट होनी जेतर समय आसबो हम देखिबा जनरली आम जनता नॉलेज कोन टाइम्स में और डिस्कशन होगी इंडिया टीवी को होगी ए चाइना से ये पता है इंडिया का से कर रहा है things are more complex than what we read in the newspapers or we hear on the television. So whatever we are doing in the LSC in a very major way so that our loss will be minimized and our gain will be maximized. And that wisdom has to be given to the military and people who are making policies. I can't say many things over.
Politician माने पूरा कौन क्लियर एवं तार सत्यता नहीं बुझे कहते politician is one who can promise to
have a bridge where there is no river. तेणुकर ओहरे फॉरेन मिनिस्टर की प्राइम मिनिस्टर जो कभी लोग क्या ना है जो हमें जितने बड़े जो राज्य मुख्यमंत्री कहते हैं मोर सरकार प्रति कौन सुपथ नहीं जानते होते सप्ताह के बाद हमें हमें हमारा स्ट्रेंथ को हम चाहिए जानी नहीं हम तो बात करते हैं जे आपण एक मुख्य दुर्बलिया दाबी करन बोली मते दी कोथा मारते जे ए एरिया रो जे को बावड़ी का पाखरे के भाई समस्त को बागर करे बागु बागर करे बाग वर्तमान छक्का पंजा आने चाहिए छक्का पंजा ना चलती हमें जिन जाम करते दी लॉ विल टेक इट ऑन लॉ के बुक से पहुंचे ना हमें इन हेगला हम ताको पूरा दे बड़े से बड़ी कार्रवाई कर किछ कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए चाइना सहित बर्तमान से ऊपर चलती ना राहुल गांधी और किछ को मुख्य पॉइंट प्रोग्राम जे चाइना ऊपर तुम चाइना मारी बसना तुम कौन तुम एक ऊपर रिएक्शन आस किसान माने जयशंकर सेक्रेटरी एक्सटर्नल डिफरेंट देन जयशंकर इज डिफरेंट ना आता भी एडवाइजर थे गवर्नमेंट सिचुएशन भलो बोलते भलो आने को सेक्रेटरी दोनों को नहीं तो हमें हमारे जानते ना हम जाने स्ट्रेंथ हम इस सब चाइना पाकिस्तान को क्या होने दिया ये पाकिस्तान को होले बांग्लादेश को ये कोने क्रिएट करे तो बांग्लादेश क्रिएट करा अमृत उदार पत्रिका बांग्ला टू नेशन थ्योरी डेट कौन बांग्ला टू नेशन थ्योरी डेट religion could not bind together with Pakistan. Pakistan जो सुलटी वाला India और Pakistan, Muhammad जिन्ना proclamation century है ना, the Hindus constitute one nation, Muslims constitute another nation. और बांग्लादेश तो समस्त है मुस्लिम, क्यों नहीं? तो छोटा कारण होगा जो दिल्ली से भारत दूर होता है 1100 किलोमीटर, ढाका को डेवलपमेंट ये जो सब प्रोडक्ट सब हो प्रोडक्शन कॉटन जाके जो हो फैक्ट्री हो बेल्ट पाकिस्तान ये माने उर्दू स्पीकिंग बेल्ट पाकिस्तान में समाने बंगाली स्पीकिंग ये बांग्ला सुरार दिल बांग्ला ये बांग्ला नेता दिल बांग्ला बोली मुझे बड़ा भाषण दे ताकरो नेशनल असेंबली में बांग्ला ईस्ट पाकिस्तान को स्टैंड कर दी तो ताकरो फॉर्म जो फोटो पहिला मो छाड़ी भी नहीं जो फोटो सिमला एग्रीमेंट पहिला पूरा तीनटा युद्ध तो हाली आइलो नहीं I am preparing the foreign policy of Pakistan in such a manner that Pakistan will have war against India for 1,000 years. Because he became the youngest foreign minister of the world. He also became prime minister of Pakistan at a very young age. I am statement we are preparing Pakistan for 1,000 years war. श्रीलंका को हरे मालदीव्स को हरे चाइना अमेरिका तो अमेरिका कहबो इंडिया इटा तो करना यस सर नो कहबो छी नो कहबो तो गोली देबा आमी विचार करछु अमेरिका सजेशन ला अति भलो ताको विचार नको कैबिनेट कॉपी पास सिना नाही नो कहबे रिलेटिव स्ट्रेंथ को नहीं सबले मोर आर्गुमेंट है यू टू बार्गेनिंग understand the point. Our claim is India is the fourth largest army in the world. बोलते ना तुम फोर्थ और लास्ट था वो बिल्डा हमको आगुआ था हम वो फिफ्थ इकोनॉमिक पावर यूके दिला था वो सब बिना के हम काम कर रहे हैं हम ऊपर चाचा है ना तो मैं सेव चला मैं सब
से गुटो का आर्मी वाला है
सर I just another question. Actually, like your talk was very positivistic towards the development, like digital development and India's economic rise as fifth global power. Actually, many point of view, actually we agree like India is rising, and definitely we are seeing also that our country is rising. But on the other hand, I feel like there are many aspects like freedom of press, malnourishment, and other aspects. But actually, the report has come like India has actually really fallen down. Like, and actually, do you think that these will be really the challenges in the upcoming years, and so like which will make India as a global, this is your word like global player. So, and what is the role of the leaders? The leaders, and are they hiding actually the reports, or are they hiding from the citizens? So, like from the point of malnourishment and the freedom of press.
About the constitution, the demerits, the drawbacks, the different categories, discussing about who plays a role in global affairs. It's a different category. That's why I was arguing. But when Professor Vishnu concluded by talking about the challenges, I prefer not to touch upon that because he said everything. Talked about inequality, talked about poverty, unemployment, climate, water issues. So all those things will continue to be a challenge to every society in the world, including in China. China is a socialist type of government system. Right? Do you know that at any given time, जो communist theory अनुसार everybody should get employment. There are quite a few million Chinese young people like students roaming around in Shanghai and Beijing for a job. You don't get to see in lives in India as well. Soviet Union रे कौन unemployment नथिला, full employment. So we should have a focused discussion on the challenges, how to meet those challenges. But we should not have a direct correlation. Because you have this, you can never become a major power. But all major powers suffer from similar kind of problems at different degrees, both qualitatively and quantitatively. But America is a corridor of God. पुराना गाड़ी थियो फोन थियो इंडिया रे कम इंडिया पे कम हमको बड़े लाभ दे के बोलते हैं कैश पसंद हो आगे कर देते हैं see the difference between the Indian poor and the American poor that is there but in terms of qualitative discussion and debate then we have to be mindful of this but the sentiment I really respect that no matter how Indian strategic thinkers or political leaders say we have done this, we have done that, we have done that, but how about the problems within? Internal challenges are very important. If there is no social stability, if there are poor people in millions, how can you play a role outside? Fact remains that in spite of all these, India 78% of developmental assistance did for decades. India will claim the amount of developmental assistance is empower local people to localize manufacturing and it is very transparent, it is environment friendly. Why India is saying like this? And China, the PRI, chief project, the project it is not environment friendly, it is very opaque. Nobody knows what the Chinese are doing. China project the Chinese capital will come, Chinese technicians will come, Chinese laborer will come, Chinese engineers will come. It's all China. This is state of the entire strategies. In India, you say compare our technical assistance and the Chinese BRI, which is big in numbers, $60 billion. But Pakistan is the sentiment is correct. But when we make an analysis about playing a global role, it's a fact. India is one of the leaders. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Hopefully, I'm the person to ask you. Sir. Sorry, hopefully, I'll ask you.
Pointed question,
Sorry?
Pointed question. Ask pointed question.
Pointed question. My question is over to Chintamani, sir. Sir, it is of course a great topic. India's rise as a global power, constraints, challenges, and implications. I am a student of history, CHS, and faculty history department, Kendrapara. So I want to know, nation wants to know, Odisha wants to know, the people's preference of the Kendrapara. Sir, we have many constraints. Political constraints, religious constraints, cultural constraints, economic constraints, and Baba Raj is going on. Babas are determining what not to be, and around us. There is crystal clear. And so far as constraints are concerned, these are common. These constraints were there in the past. These constraints are prevailing nowadays, and these. So my question is that, don't you think that these constraints have reached a highest watermark under the present government? My first question is this. And second very important question is this. We are a global superpower, again rising global superpower. Why do we compare ourselves with some of the poorest countries of the world like Pakistan and China? China is economically sound, Rahul. I agree with that. But why do we compare ourselves with Pakistan, not with superpowers? That means we are to some extent great as compared to Pakistan. We are stable, democratically, economically, etc. That's why we are feeling great from within that we have something there in Pakistan as our very close and neighbor country. So my question is that these constraints have reached highest watermarks under the present government, and these internal constraints must be redressed, because if we feel internally weak, we can't establish a strong governance at global level. So India is at crossroads, for my understanding, but I have understood. So how do you see all these questions, and how, and do you think in your future all these problems will be managed that way? Thank you. Thank you.
Last question. Question ଅଛି.
Sir, how many years India need?
Long power use करो नहीं.
Just one thing to use करते हैं. Sir, how many years India need to become a developed country? Then second question, sir. Dollar increase day by day. Comparison to rupees. How India became global power? Without money, India. मतलब कहीं जाओ ना अपन सबको दिखाना.
Last
Sorry, the last question. Sir, the topic is India's rise as a global power. Do you think it became a global power under the Modi regime, or the topic can be justified because of the Modi's two regime?
The cultural model of geography by again also shape है ना बड़ा लगे कि आगे तो बड़ा अनुभव है लास्ट the backwards for the war immediately at the zero the Korea वाला ये बोल रहे हैं क्या होता है in the world of social sciences things can be seen in different regions. Every argument can be kaleidoscopic. The kaleidoscope is there and the great algorithm is also. How you want to look at it, that depends on you. When I look up, there are billions of people who are richer than me. When I look down, there are millions of people who are poorer than me. Or I am richer than them. Right? This is the world of relativity. When India would compare itself with what's happening in Pakistan, there is a purpose behind that. When we try to aspire to become an America or France or China, there is a purpose behind that. So it all depends how we are actually making a case out of it. I can have this bottle of water and keep complaining to myself, "Arey, the two-thirds to khali achi, pani nahi." Or suppose I know there is no water available anywhere, right? So that is why comparison is very human and argumentation is also humane. It all depends whom you are talking to. It depends whom you are talking to. About the dollar value going up and down and all. देखो, what is America? World War I. There World War I सरीगला, American economic growth बहुत skyrocketed from the roaring 20s. सितबरे ये electricity, हजार modern amenities बहुत खुशी है गले. Historian माने लिखिले, time has come to stand still. और समय बदली होनी, we have become best in the world. Then comes the global recession in 1929 onwards until the end of the World War II. September, billionaires were found selling apples on the roadside. Billionaires. So, सबको country में up down होगा. Dollar बदलना अपच्ची can never be forever. 18th century India accounted for global GDP 25%. In Britain, India for 1,000 years colonial rule. Who did not come to rule India? The history professor will tell. Portuguese, the Mongols, the Turks, the Genghis Khan, Konya, the French. How much is it? And what is India today? India, whether we keep crying if we have this problem, we have this problem, with this problem, or we should have a balanced view that yes, we have this problem, but we have achieved this thing. 75 years is nothing in the life of a country, nothing. But in 75 years, what India has performed, then we have to make an assessment. First time Odisha started to be a JN or main road cross, actually,
used to cross the road. I can see prosperity right in front of my eyes. Does it mean there are no poor people there? They are there. The dynamic is going on, right? So that is why it all depends on what we are looking at, what we are arguing, what conclusion we are to draw. But the goal is to have a balanced view. अब बाकी जहाँ भी social ills, dowry, bride burning, communal riots, एक और लास्ट 10 वर्ष रहेगी इंडिया को बहुत सुना था अमेरिका में रेसिज्म नहीं I been to America, I have felt racism. But on America, school, college, में crime नहीं. School, college में 12 hours बोलते हैं. Every day, world में सबसे बेसी prisoner अमेरिका रहते हैं. Not in India, the number of prisoners. Washington DC in the US is a crime capital. Los Angeles is the rape capital of the world. Every fourth woman is raped in Los Angeles. Right? I'm not comparing. I'm simply saying problems were there, problems are there, problems will be there, problems will be created. How we fight it out as people, every individual is responsible. Every individual. Thank you.
In spite of all the problems, we have to go mind and mind. Effort is required to make India developed. Now, India is leading global power. In future, it will be a leader. Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to request all the dignitaries to release the souvenirs.
गाड़ी टिकट बापा
Thank you, sir. We find great pleasure to felicitate our esteemed chief guest and esteemed speaker. I would like to request our chief guest, Professor Vishnu sir, to felicitate our principal. I would like to request Professor Chintamani sir to felicitate our UGC coordinator. Thank you. I'd like to request Professor Chintamani sir to felicitate UGC coordinator. I would like to request our chief guest, Professor Vishnu sir, to felicitate our organizing secretary, Professor Prasant Kumar Sahu sir. Thank you, sir. I would like to request State Principal, sir, to felicitate Anju Madam. Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to request Dr. Prabhakar Malik, sir, to propose vote of thanks.
Esteemed Chairman of this national seminar, Professor Gopal Chandra sir, Honorable esteemed Chief Guest Vishnu Chaudhary sir, Chairman of PG Council and Director of CDC, Barampur University, revered guest, keynote speaker, Professor Chintamani Mahapatra, School of International Studies, Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. Respected IQAC coordinator, Dr. D.N. Kochai, and respected organizing secretary, Prasant Kumar Sahu, and co-convener, Arsia Anjum, and honorable members of governing body, Professor Ajay Kumar Samal sir and S.K. Samsul sir, and former principal of this college, Professor Nandakishore Parida sir, and former leader of this college, Professor P.K. Das sir, Adit Kumar Das sir, and revered guest of this seminar, Professor Smita Naik Madam, Utkal University, Bhubaneswar, and invited guests from different colleges, participants, media personnel, and staff members of this college, students, and other dignitaries present in this meeting, in this seminar. Really, the topic which was chosen by the Department of Political Science is also a praiseworthy. And the deliberation has taken place in this seminar was vividly discussed, and it has greatly also provided some new knowledge in the present seminar. And now it is my duty to offer the vote of thanks to the dignitaries who are present in this seminar. It is proud and privilege for me to propose the vote of thanks this August House. First of all, I express my sincere gratitude and thanks to our chief guest, Professor Vishnu Chandra Chaudhary, Chairman of PG Council and Director of CDC, Barampur University, who has highlighted in the different areas, that is the effects of globalization and Gandhian philosophy, that is a simple living and high thinking, and effects of urbanization and effects of scarcity of water. And this deliberation has also added new knowledge also, and really we are also Sir, very much thankful to you, sir. You have come to this institution. We are also highlighted. We are also inspired from your speech, sir. On behalf of this institution, I express my sincere gratitude and thanks to Professor Chintamani Mahabhadra, the Professor of International Studies, Jawaharlal Nehru University, who has highlighted the question raised by the different participants that is India a superpower and the globalization should be in human-centric approach and the different areas of the contribution of DPD, phone pay and disaster management. Really, the topic, the knowledge which you are spread by our people, our students and also us is also heighten our knowledge. We are also thankful, sir. We are also obliged for your speech. I am also thankful to our principal that although UGC has not providing us the money for conducting or organizing such type of seminar, but our principal, the captain of this seminar, a real architect of this seminar, has also sanctioning this amount from his CD fund. I am also thankful to the organizing secretary Prashant Kumar Sahu and Anju Madam and the IQAC coordinator. They are the real architect and they have chosen such topic which also immensely help to our students. And what will be the role of in the present scenario, the students as well as also us, that topic is also a praiseworthy topic. I am also thankful and also extend my heartfelt thanks to the organizing secretary, member of governing board, Professor Bandar Kishore Parida sir and Professor Pradeep. I extend my gratitude to our staff members, students, media persons and delegates who are present in this meeting for their listening and sharing their views. I also once again thanks to all the members who are present in this meeting. Thank you.
The annual session is over. Now, students, internal faculty members, delegates are requested to have lunch. Internal faculty members to have lunch on principal quarter, and delegates are requested to go for lunch in Commerce Block CB2. And volunteers are requested to take delegates to CB2.